purpose can you give your life and future? Forward. George Barna, Ventura, California, December 2003. For more than 2 decades, I have been studying the beliefs and behavior of the American people. Examining a wide range of data drawn from more than 600 national surveys we have conducted during that time, and focusing most closely on the intersection of faith, lifestyle, and culture, I have found that one disturbing result is incontestable. Christians, overall, do not behave much differently than non-Christians. This is an odd discovery. After all, the basis of Christianity is transformation. We are to be so changed by our understanding of God's radical love for us and our commitment to obeying His commands and principles that our entire approach to life is redefined. The indistinctiveness of the Christian community has troubled me for years, leading to a concerted effort to examine the problem more closely. What we have learned has startled me and forever changed me. In a nutshell, we found that Christians do not act like Jesus because they do not think like Jesus. They do not think like Him because nobody cared enough about their spiritual contours when they were young to intentionally and comprehensively train their minds to fully know, embrace, and carry out God's principles. In other words, few youngsters have had the privilege of having their worldview intentionally shaped to completely reflect foundational scriptural teachings. The research findings revealed some astounding facts. For instance, did you know that the ideas driving people's behavior are generally acquired and adopted before a person reaches the age of 13? Were you aware that the religious beliefs a person develops by the age of 13 are pretty much the set beliefs they will maintain until they die? I was not. I was shocked to find how few instances of change in belief occur during the teen and adult years. Further, we found that people's major spiritual choices are generally made when they are young, again, underscoring the importance of focusing on the development of children. Taking the research further, we then examined the process of spiritual development that occurs both in the home and in the church. Sadly, the results indicated that each party is waiting for the other to do the heavy lifting of spiritual teaching, providing feedback and instituting accountability. While parents and churches tend to focus on their own survival and needs, children often get lost in the shuffle and suffer the consequences of benign spiritual neglect. So, the disturbing outcome, the absence of a compelling Christian witness to the non-Christian world, is merely proof of a biblical truth. You reap what you sow. Churches want kids to enjoy church so they will return as adults, because adult attendance is how we measure ministry success. Parents expect the church to inculcate spiritual thinking, behavior, experiences, and knowledge in the minds and hearts of their children, because after all, church is the expert in that arena. But while each awaits the other's best efforts, our children are seduced and won over by the world through the alternative values and lifestyles presented by the media, schools, and peers. It's not supposed to work this way. And thankfully, in some churches and families across the nation, it doesn't. There are a number of healthy churches and Christian households with effective ministries to children that produce spiritual dynamos. How do those churches and families facilitate such outcomes? That's what this book is all about. These pages represent a treasury of proven wisdom and insights into how to be used by the Holy Spirit to bring about exhilarating transformation in the lives of children. Drawing from the renowned Promiseland ministry at Willow Creek Community Church, this book will help you discover specific means to ushering in serious life change among your young people. Sue and David provide a highly readable and very practical guide to adopting the underlying principles that will create such a ministry in your church, too. You will learn about calling, leadership, creativity, chaos management, attitude development, evaluation, strategic thinking, recruiting volunteers, and more. During my time as a Creeker and in my many return visits to Willow Creek over the years, the energy, enthusiasm, and emphasis of the children's ministry never ceased to impress me. Willow is a church that invests heavily in children because it's the right thing to do. These young ones matter deeply to God and represent the future of the church and our world. I pray that you will get a sense of what your ministry to children can be like through exposure to these principles that have made Promiseland a life-transforming adventure. There is no ministry more worthy of huge investment than your outreach to children.